class, here's a simple program that demonstrates a few important points about void functions and also about arguments. Take a look. It starts off by asking the user to input his or her name, and we're going to store that in a variable called name. Then the Python interpreter encounters this line. Well, because we've got parentheses here, that means there must be a function in this program called happy, and there is. As soon as the interpreter locates this line, comes across this line in the program, it will attempt to locate a function called happy and run the code that's in it. Well, we've got that down here. Here's the happy function, and it's pretty simple. All it does is print happy birthday to you. That's all it will do. And as you can see, we're going to do that twice up here inside main. Take a look at this function. This one, we call this one happy underscore name, and it's going to take an argument. When you put something inside the parentheses of a function, when you call the function, that value that you put inside the parentheses is called the argument to the function. Some functions take more than one argument. This one only needs one, called name. And by the way, that name is going to be whatever was entered here by the user. Let's take a look at what the interpreter will do when it comes across this line in the program. It's going to hop down here to find the happy name function, and it's going to execute the code that's inside of it. And we've got print happy birthday dear person. But what is this person? Well, person, when we define the function down here, we defined it with a parameter called person. So whatever gets passed into this function when we run it in main will be known as person inside this function. Up here, when we pass name, that's called the argument. Whatever is entered when the user runs this function called happy name will become known as person inside this function. And then finally we have one more call of the happy function. So let's give this a run, see how it executes. We'll pay homage to Guido. There's how it runs. It outputs happy birthday. And I hope that makes some sense to you. It's a very important concept. Notice that when you call a void function, you simply call it by name. When you see those parentheses, that indicates that this is a function. And this function doesn't take any argument when we call it. This one does. Just one more point. Instead of name there, I'll actually put a literal value in there, like say Jack, and run this program again. Won't matter what I put in here this time, by the way. You'll notice it outputs Jack. Although I typed in Guido for name, because when I ran this I put Jack here, that's what gets passed into the person parameter. So make sure you know the difference between an argument and a parameter. Parameter is what you specify when you define a function. The argument is the value that you pass to it when you execute the function.